Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ben Grogan, and today I got a horse here named Jay, and he has been with me for about 2 months now. And he came to me because the lady had started him, the lady that owns him started him, and she hit a brick wall, essentially. It got to the point where he was starting to take advantage of her. He got to bucking on her and wanting to rear up, and she just didn't know where else to go with him. So she brought him to me, and he's turned into a pretty nice little horse. He gave me a bit of trouble in the beginning, wanted to do a lot of bucking and wanting to rear up and throw his head and just be silly with all kinds of different situations. So I had to do a lot with getting him relaxed and calmed down and wanting to come back and be soft to me. So in this horse, she uses him for kids. Some kids use him in shows and different kinds of things. So he really needs to be safe, and he was getting to the point where he just was not safe for people to ride. So stay tuned. Hope you're able to enjoy the show. All right, so here with Jay, he's a little bit older, so I might just take him here, warm him up, trot him off a little bit, get that softness. See how he can come back and hold it to me. He's older, so he's a little more advanced. I've had him longer. Plus his mind's gotten a little more mature. When he first got here, he wasn't. But I'll still do some of the same things. Just check on my softness here. I'll go into the counter bend here. He wanted to canter up, though. I'll just bring him back down. So I'll go in, make sure he's soft off my leg. That's nice. Go the other way. Get him soft off my leg. Now, even with these older horses, I'll get them to where they'll stay soft here, bring that hind end around. A lot of people, once the horse gets older, some people forget about that, and those horses get real stiff there in the hindquarters. So I'll just make sure I still got this right here. Even though he's older and it's not something that I do with him a lot, I still want to have it when I need it, if something was to happen, especially since he got to, like I was saying earlier, he got to where he was bucking with the lady that owned him and wanting to be really silly with stuff. So I want to make sure I have that, to where if he was to ever try anything again, I'd be able to bring him around and say, hey, get that hind end out of there. When I get him to cross over that hind end there, it takes his power away from him. It means I got him. I can get him out of that buck, get him out of that rear. If a horse's hind end is moving, they cannot buck and they cannot rear. It is physically impossible for him to do so. So, now I've got him to where I've started moving him around with one hand. So I'll get him. Now he's done a little bit of reining, or the lady wants to do a little bit of reining with him. Now he got to where he was doing all right with it, but he still have those problems. There, he wants to come out of the bridle a little bit. I'll just bring him back down. Get that head there. There. Nice. So I'm still just warming him up. Now, on an older horse, I might get him to do the counter bend when they're cantering here. There, and then bring their head back, and then go back into where we were going. Now, I'm just getting to the point where I'm getting him to slow back down. Because he was so up, and even in his lope would be really up and down. He'd halfway buck throughout his lope. So I got him to where I was speeding him up. I was letting him move out. So I'll speed him up here. I want to be able to speed up, and then now I got him to where I just pick up on him, get him soft, shall help him with both my hands, get him soft. There, wait for him to come down right there. See, he slows back down to me. Now, because I was in Kentucky for the weekend, it's been a couple days since I've ridden him. Now, like I say, horses that have a problem and have learned a bad habit, that habit will always be there. Now, I can maintain it. Like, you'll see where he's still occasionally, if it's been a while since I rode him, he'll want to come up out of the bridle right here, so I can feel it coming, so I'll lift him up. I'll pick him up right here, wait for him to come down. There he came down, there, right there. I hold him. I'll pick him up. There, nice. Nice. Pick him up. Make sure you get off my leg here. He wants to come up a little bit. I'll just, there, right there. Always get back to him. I get my horses to where they trust my hands so much. They have no need to pick their head up. To where they trust me. They find comfort in my hands and find comfort in my feet. Get him to come back down to me right here. There. He didn't want to stop, so I'll pick him up and say, hey, get off of that. He's wanting to lean on the bit here. Now, you might say he's soft. He's soft, but he's not moving his feet. So I'll pick him up there. Pick him up. Now get him off my leg there. So you can see some of these problems still wanting to come up every now and then when I put pressure on him. Get him off my leg. Now, when I pick up on the bit, I want there to be something there. I don't want him to just get too dead here. And that was part of the problem that she had with him, was when she'd pick up on him, there, right there. See, that's nice. As soon as I pick up on him and sit my seat down, I want him to come and draw back to me, softly, just like he just did. So he's a little bit fresh. And then if he wants to tuck his nose in there, you might say, well, he's giving. He's giving in the face, but his feet aren't moving. And that's dangerous. When those feet don't move, that's where they can come up to rear. And then you'll really have a problem on your hands. So I need to get those feet unstuck. His feet were a little bit stuck there. I might challenge him here and make sure that I got it right there. So I'll put a little more pressure on him and get him to where he wants to come back down. He says, okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir, thank you. And I say, no, thank you. Whenever you're soft, I'll be soft to you. So come back, sit back. Oh, that's nice. See that? Oh, want to stop there a little bit. Pick him up. Right there. So I want to make sure I can feel his feet in my hands. I want to feel his feet in my hands. Whether it be laterally or getting him to draw back, I want to feel him in my hands. So if I get to turn him here, when I bring my hand wide, I want his feet to follow. Now all this is pretty basic. Yes, it is. But this is part of his maintenance because he had those bad habits. All this is maintenance. I want to make sure I always have this. Always have this. So I'll come back down, sit down. There. There, nice. See that? That's what I'm looking for.
Hi, I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Terry Stiles.
Join Terry and me with the Oxford Weekly News broadcast on our Charter 191 and AT&T Channel 99, Monday through Friday, noon, 6:30, and 11 p.m.
Learn about local news in the Addison Township, Leonard, and Oxford viewing areas. News not usually covered by other stations.
If you don't have Charter or AT&T service, you can still catch our programs on your computer just by going to the website occtv.org and click on Programs. There you will find our programs and many others of local interest.
Watch OCTV where your news is closer to home.
You can see he's starting to relax. He used to be all wild-minded. He'd get scared of everything. And the lady told me horror stories about him freaking out at different things, whether it be opening a door or just silly stuff that they need to be used to, especially with him going to some of these shows with some of these kids. He's got to be broke. He's got to be solid. Now, when I say broke, I mean it in a term of having him right here, having him soft. Having him broke at the pole. Not physically, mentally. I don't want to break his spirit. I want him to be my partner, but I want this right here. When I pick up on him, might get him off my leg there. I want to be able to have this. And bring around. There, he's much nicer now. I could feel that stiffness on him when I first got on him, but I waited for him to try and come out of it, and since he wanted to keep that, I had to get him out of that and it showed up in that backup right there. There. So he was just a little fresh. He wasn't trying to be bad. He just got a little bit sticky. So I'll just help him through there. I'm not going to be mad at him. I don't hold grudges. I say thank you whenever he tries for me. So now that I got him, now he's warmed up. He's good to go. Now I can move on and go to teaching. Now with him, I'm starting to work a little bit on getting him to do a little bit of a turnaround or a spin. So to begin, I'll go back and just kind of make sure I have him getting off my leg right here. So just like the counter rock or the counter bend, I'll get him right here, take his head to the outside, get him, well, he slowed down a little bit off my leg, so I'll just get him off there. So I always ask him, there's 3 stages whenever I go to ask a horse to do something. I ask, tell, and then correct. So a horse will never get scared or worried if you do it in that order like that. If I ask my horse, then tell him and say, hey, you better get moving, and then go in and correct them, they never can be scared because I don't shock them. I always prepare them for what's coming. And I don't do it in an aggressive way, but I do it in an assertive way. So now I'll check the other side. So he's wanting to go into a little bit of a spin too much right there. Now I'm not asking for a spin, so I'm going to drive him out of it. I'm saying, hey, I want you to come forward. Come forward. I have this here. Now I might bring his head straight and keep going in the same thing. Keep his head straight. Keep it straight. Now I might come through and bring it tighter. Get him to come down, get him soft, get him soft, get him soft. There, and then I'll drive him out of it. He got stiff driving out of it, so I'll just get him soft there again. Everything comes with softness. I don't go to jerking on him or pulling on him. There, so I'll just hold him here. I'll hold him right there. He came back down to me. There, nice. Now you'll see him swishing his tail a little bit right there. That's just those old habits coming out. Now he's got a lot of personality. He has a bit of an attitude to him, which isn't bad. I'll take that over a horse that doesn't have much there. I enjoy that personality. I really like that personality. I try to bring it out in him in a positive way. That swishing their tail, that's just him kind of just saying, oh, I don't feel like doing this. And I'm saying, well, you still got to do it. We pay for your feed here. We expect to get something out of it. So I'll keep his head straight here, keep him driven up. Driven up, what I mean by driven up is keeping that forward motion. See how he's driven up? I'm keeping him straight. He's still keeping that forward motion. Now I might say, hey, let's come through. Bring it through. Get him soft. Get him soft right there. So when he throws his head, he creates pressure on himself. Notice my hands. When he goes to lifting his head up, there. Now, the reason I drive him out of it right there is because he has a tendency to get out of the bridle, as you've seen, and he has a tendency to get too much on his hind end. I want to keep either of those from happening. So, driving him out of it will help prevent that. The spin, or the turnaround, is not like a cow horse like you saw last week. It's not where they come back behind themselves. A spin is actually a forward motion. See, he steps in front, 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 front. Now he got a little bit too bent there, so I'll bring him back straight. Step, 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 step. It's in front. So I want to make sure I drive him out of it. That'll also help with speed eventually. Now I'm not asking him for speed now, I'm just asking him for cadence. Cadence is the key. He doesn't need to be doing a fast spin. All I want him to do is just have a good speed, a good just consistent cadence with his feet. Stepping over, over, over. Get a rhythm going there. So I'll bring him back this way. Comes out of it, see, he creates pressure on himself. And notice he does it at the same time he switches his tail. That's just him saying, I don't feel like doing it. So I drive him out of it and get that softness. Now eventually all that will go away. That swishing the tail and picking his head up, that'll go away. As long as I stay consistent with him and just hold him there, that will go away. So once I get him doing fairly nice that way, in those turnarounds, I might go back and get him coming off, just getting him moving around one-handed a little bit. So I might trot him here, and then I'll bring the rein over and say, hey, get off that. So I'll bump him off that rein. And notice that whenever I bump him, I'll wait for him to get soft again. There, right there. Then I'll bring him out of it again. So very similar to the turnaround there is what I do to get them reining. So, do it again. Now, oh nice, so I'll just get him soft right there. See, he immediately got off that rein. So I didn't have to bump him off there. So, same thing, ask, tell, correct. I'll ask him with that rein. There, he didn't get off it very well, so I'll bump him, tell him, and then if he doesn't get off that, I'll correct him with my leg if I have to. But if you notice, I don't have to get him off there. I want to get him with that tell first, getting him off that rein. Otherwise, what will happen, if you go to your leg too quick, then the rein, they get confused and the rein doesn't mean anything. So, I'll go again. Get him off there. I want him to get off that rein. Get him soft, right there. So see how I stay so consistent. When he gives me something, I give it right back to him. Now, I'm doing this at a trot because he's not ready to do it at the canter yet, or at the lope. So, and notice I put my hand forward before I turn him. Horses have less feeling if you stay back here. You need to get that hand forward. Keep my hand forward. And then bring it across. Bump him off there, say, hey, get off there. And then when he gets moving there, then I'll wait for the softness. I'll wait for him to bring his pole down. Now eventually with consistency, his pole will stay down and he'll just get off that rein nicely. And that's what I'm looking for. So here to walk. Oh yeah, that was nice. See that right there? Stepped right over across there. That's what I'm looking for. Other way. Nice, nice. See how he stopped and immediately turned? That's what I want. That's what I want. Same thing at the trot. I want to be able to drive him up here. I want to be able to have him soft right here, and then I might say, hey, nice, nice, good boy. Get him going again. Get that softness. Get him off there. There. So you can already see, with me staying consistent, he's really wanting to come back to me. Now this is only the second time I've asked him to get off the rein using only one hand. So this is just his second lesson in learning how to rein. You can see it comes fairly quickly. With consistency and timing, then I'm going to get him off there. He's slow. He's a little bit slow. So wait for him to speed up a little bit there and then drive him out of it. Good. Ask him to go the other way. Oh, he wanted to stop a little bit too much, so I need to drive him out of it and say, hey, this is a turn. It's a turn, not a stop. There. He just wanted to bring his hind end up and stop that time instead of moving that front end over. Now, I don't mind if his hind feet stop as long as he brings that front end over. So we go again, same side, since he didn't do it exactly the way I wanted. So same side. Oh, right there, that was good. And then get him soft after it. So important. So important that whenever you do this, drive him up into the bit and get him soft afterwards. Know it's a hold. Now you'll see me bump on him a little bit when I want him to turn, but that's only if he doesn't get off that rein. I'm not jerking on the bit. I'm saying I'm bumping him off that rein. I'm not jerking on his mouth. Their mouth doesn't need to be jerked on. So, get him off. Nice, nice. I'm saying, hey, get soft right there. Good boy. There, that's what I'm looking for. So now I'll go to the other side. Keep him soft here. Nice. That was beautiful. Let him walk a little bit. Just tell him, I'm telling him, right, thank you right here. Now you don't see me pet my horses a ton. I will pet on them and love on them, but the biggest relief you can give your horse is just letting them go, leaving them alone. That's all they want. Just leaving them alone. A lot of horses actually do not enjoy being pet so much as they love being just left alone. A lot of people want to go up and force their hand on their horses, rubbing on them. I don't rub my horse unless he allows me to. I won't make myself rub him. I won't force myself on him. So he did good with that. Now I might come back and work on the turnaround. Now, notice they're two similar things, but I separate it to work on them, because if you work on one thing too much, they'll get sour to it. There, nice, 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 nice. See how that's better? I changed it up when I worked on something else, and he came back and he was way better right there. He had that consistency moving his feet around, stepping over across himself. That was nice. So I'll ask him for it again. Now he's wanting to get too bent there, so I'll just bring his head around. I want to keep them fairly straight. Just tip their head that way. He's wanting to get too bent there. Bring him straighter right there. Now say, hey, pick it up just a little bit. Pick up speed a little bit. Bump him off there. Bump him off there. Now he was losing momentum, so I'll drive him out of it. Drive him out of it. The exercise, the maneuver is not done yet. I'm driving him out of it to get that speed. Now I'll bring him back into it. Now that I got that forward momentum, say, hey. There, right there. See, you got cadence. You got cadence there. You tried hopping a little bit at the beginning. That's normal. That's normal. If your horse goes to hopping, when you're teaching them this, just keep going. And when they settle back down, when they come back down and get that cadence and get that stepping action going on, then you'll release them. So he went to hopping there a little bit. I just stayed with him. Stayed with him. There, right there. Now there, he went through a little bit of a battle. I might switch it up and let him stop in the turn right there. I want to let him know that he can stop right there as well. Now you can see how he has a tendency to get a little bit on his hind end there, which is why most of the time I will drive him out of it. Now want to get a little bit bent there, a little bit too bent, so I'll just hold him. A little bit too bent, there, nice, nice, nice. Ask him to speed up. Get him soft, there. Bump him off that rein. Use my leg a little bit. He's getting behind himself, so I'll drive him forward. There, right there. That's exactly what I want. Wonderful. Now there was a good change right there. So now I might go back. And as I'm cooling him off, I might not just walk him around. I'll cool him off right now. But as I'm cooling him off, I might say, hey, there, nice. Get him soft. So I'm working on everything. I can use this as a cooling off exercise, getting him to get off my rein there, just at a walk. Get him up there, nice. Get him soft, right there. Get him soft. So I'm always checking on softness here. Always checking on his softness. Now I might get him to half pass over. He's wanting to get a little there, right there. And then I'll bring him through. Half pass him along here again. He's not wanting to get off my leg. There, right there. Then bring him through. There. Now he's more advanced, so I can hold them into that softness longer than I can a younger horse. Get him stop. Now I'm not stopping him real hard. I want to make sure I have that softness right here, backing him up. Beautiful, beautiful. That's exactly what I want. So you can see, even after not riding him for a bit, he'll challenge me. He does challenge me, and make sure that he makes sure that I stay consistent with him. If I don't stay consistent with him, those problems that he had before I started working him, they'll come back. They'll just come back, and they'll come back to bite me, and he'll get worse. Whenever a horse goes back to their old bad habits, the next time you try and fix them, it's going to be harder. So in staying consistent, I'm able to keep those bad habits under control. Does he still have them? Yes. But they're not going to show up if I stay consistent and maintain it. So you can start to see a horse that has had problems in the past, those problems will show up again. But you can fix those problems and maintain it to where they don't show up again, as long as you stay consistent. So you can see, all my riding stays the same. Doesn't matter whether the horse is old or young, my riding stays consistent. Now, do I advance my horses along? Absolutely. But the way I treat them stays the same, meaning that I always ask, tell, correct, and no matter what I'm doing, whether it be a young horse and I'm just trying to get him to turn around here, just ask him to move that hind feet around. It's no different with that versus getting a horse to spin. I stay consistent in the way I ask my horses. Ask, tell, correct. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope to see you here next time right here on Ben Grogan Horsemanship.
You're watching OCTV, Oxford Community Television, serving Oxford, Addison Township, and the village of Leonard.
At Oakland County Parks and Recreation, we value what you value: family relationships, community connections, good health, environmental stewardship, and economic stability. Oakland County residents and businesses have invested in preserving nearly 7,000 acres of parkland. Since 1966, 13 parks and golf courses have been acquired, maintained, and improved. Oakland County parks and facilities are made possible by millage funds supported by Oakland County residents. For a home valued at $200,000, the homeowner pays less than $25 per year to support the Oakland County parks. With every generation, families create lifelong memories at Oakland County's award-winning parks. From exciting summer escapades and stories around the campfire to brisk fall walks on wooded trails and snowy winter outings, the outdoors beckons year-round. It's time to get up, get out, and get going at the Oakland County parks. Active recreation options abound. Cross-country ski or mountain bike on tree-lined trails. Scale the rock climbing wall. Get your kicks with soccer at several sports fields. Row or paddle a boat on 4 picturesque inland lakes. It's an easy journey. Most parks are just a short drive away. A quick tip: all our parks and golf courses end in Oaks. To find your favorite, just go to DestinationOakland.com.